Right now at 5, after a 1-4 start, Carolina Panthers head coach Matt Rhule is out in Charlotte, and he is not leaving alone. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Deborah Morgan. Also let go from the Panthers today, defensive coordinator Phil Snow and special teams coach Ed Foley.
WRAL's Pat Welter joins us live tonight from Bank of America Stadium, where Panthers owner David Tepper is offering more details on his decision. Pat?
Gerald, Deborah, I was at the game yesterday versus the San Francisco 49ers, and you just had to take one look around the stadium to know it was time for a change. This was a home Panthers game. The crowd was filled with San Francisco 49ers red, and during a 37-15 loss for Carolina, the few Panthers faithful that stuck around were ringing down boos and chants of "Fire Matt Rhule" as their team lost their 11th game of their last 12. So Matt Rhule fired today after going 11-27 in his 2+ seasons here as Carolina Panthers head coach. And he's a guy that was known for turning around college teams during his 3rd season. But we're in that 3rd season here. Things weren't getting better, they were getting worse. Owner David Tepper decided today that the tipping point had been reached. Something he said multiple times during a press conference that wrapped up about 15 to 20 minutes ago was that they just weren't getting over the hump, aka not winning enough. Now, he bought this team in 2018, has already fired now 2 head coaches. He's looking at a 3rd, plans to get it right this time around.
It's about taking chances and taking risks sometimes in life. Sometimes things work out, sometimes you learn from those risks. There's a tipping point that gets reached. It just so happened we got to the tipping point.
Now, Steve Wilkes is your interim head coach. He's a Charlotte native, longtime Panthers assistant. Tepper did say he would get a chance to earn the job. Now, on what Tepper's looking for in a head coach, he didn't get into specifics. Former Saints head coach Sean Payton, that's the hot name you're going to hear about. He retired a couple of years ago. The Saints still have his contract for 2 years. So if the Panthers happen to be interested in him, they would have to give compensation to the Saints to hire him. But that is further down the road. We got a long season to go. Baker Mayfield is injured. The Panthers are trying to find a coach. They're trying to find a quarterback. It's going to be a long year here in Charlotte.
And Pat, Matt Rhule still has a number of years left on his contract. Do we know what the buyout is for him?
That might have had a factor here, Gerald. I haven't had a specific look at his direct contract, but he signed a 7-year deal here, which was kind of an unorthodox situation in the NFL. And Tepper was asked about that specifically, like, hey, would you do that again? And he looked at it, he's like, yeah, in second hindsight, I probably would maybe conform more to the norms. But he said, like you just heard there in the soundbite, sometimes you have to take risks, you have to be aggressive. Matt Rhule was a very hot name when they hired him, but I think this time around, expect him to go for somebody with more NFL experience. That's something he pointed to, that there is a track record of what works in the NFL. And the simple answer is that college coaches do not always succeed at this level.
That is true. Pat Welter live in Charlotte. Thank you, Pat.